Hi students, welcome to the another session of our physical science part 3 under we are discussing about chapter number 8 chemical bonding lesson. Okay, in this discussion we were talking about how what is the formation, how the octet rule is going to work and how the atoms are going to lose or how the atoms are going to gain the electrons to attain the octet whenever they are going to bond. That is what we were talking about till yesterday. Now we will discuss about what exactly the meaning of chemical bond and how this the explanation of the concept of bonding is been going on. That is what we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, see, already we were talking about the force of attraction between two atoms or a group of atoms that results in stable entity. Okay, entity is called a bond or a chemical bond. So a chemical bond is nothing but a force of attraction between two atoms or a group of atoms which making the atoms to be together. Okay, that is called as a chemical bond. To explain the formation of a bond, there are three theories were proposed. Already we were talking about that in the last sessions. That is electronic theory of valency, that is ETV. Okay, Vespert theory, valency shell electron pair repulsion theory, and the VBD, valency bond theory. These three theories are pretty good, helpful, are very much helpful to understand the concept of formation of bond between two atoms or a group of atoms to form a molecule or a compound. Okay, so under the explanation or in the discussion we were talking about, we are going to discuss about the first one, ETV, the valency shell electron pair repulsion theory, that is ETV, sorry, ETV electronic theory of it consists of already we were talking about this, it consists of two type of bonds, ionic bond and covalent bond. Ionic bond and covalent bond. So as per the context of yesterday's discussion or in the last part 2 discussion, the ionic electronic theory of valency, that is ETV, consists of the formation of the ions by losing the electrons or by gaining the electrons to have the configuration of outermost shell electrons as octet. Okay, being that electrons as observed by the Lewis and Cosell that noble gas configuration, the outermost shell electrons are 8 and possessing the octet are much stable, and the atoms which does not have the octet in the outermost shell are chemically active, and by either losing the electrons or by gaining the electrons they will attain and they will form a bond between the atoms and they will attain that stable configuration to form a molecule or a compound. Of course there might be an exception for this attaining of octet. There are some molecules, even though they are not attaining the octet, they are going to form a bond, they are going to have a bond between them. Now what are the exceptions we will discuss in detail. Now under this today's discussion we are going to talk about under the electronic theory of valency we are going to talk about ionic bond and we are going to discuss about what is covalent bond. Okay, so ionic bond, the name itself, so ionic bond, when I am talking about ionic bond, the name itself is giving an idea for us, the bond between ions, the bond between ions. Okay, simple. Ionic bond is nothing but bond between ions to form a molecule or compound. So the name itself it is suggesting that A bond between the ions to form a molecule or a compound. Now, what is mean by ion? Yesterday we were talking about if an atom which does not have the octet in the outermost shell, depending on the priority, either it is going to lose the electrons or it is going to gain the electrons. By losing the electrons, they are going to form a cation, that is positive charged ions. By gaining the electrons, they are going to form an anion, that is negatively charged particles. Okay, see, the outermost shell contains 1 electron or the 2 electrons or 3 electrons in the outermost shell. That atoms are going to lose the electrons to form cations as plus, 2 plus or 3 plus respectively, and the electrons which have, see, the valence electron is 1, or valence electron is 2, or valence electrons are 3. Such type of atoms are going to form plus, 2 plus or 3 plus ions, positive ions of cations, that is positively charged, ions, positively charged ions, or if the outermost shell contains the valence electrons. If the valence electrons contains 5 electrons and valence shell contains 6 electrons, the valence shell contains 7 electrons. Okay, they'll gain 3 electrons, they will gain 2 electrons, they will gain 1 electron to form 3 minus, 2 minus as the respective ion name, and the minus 2 minus 3 minus, the negative charge anions are negative charge particles. Charge ions, negative charge ions. Okay, they are going to form negative charge ions. This is what we were talking in the last session. So now, what is that ionic bond? Is the main concept of ionic bonds. I hope you understood. The atoms which have 1 electron in the outermost shell, if you lose that 1 electron, it will form plus. The atom which has 2 electrons in the outermost shell will lose 2 electrons to form 2 plus. Okay, 3 plus. See, what if the outermost, there might be a doubt that if the valence electrons are 4, what is going to happen? Whether it is going to form a cation or anion, we have a very good explanation about that in our 12th chapter, carbon and its compounds. At that time, we will discuss about what is going to happen if the electrons, if the valence electrons are 4. If we discuss that, it will be a deviation of the topic. Now, if the valence electrons 8, if the valence electrons are 8, that is noble gases, that are chemically inactive. That is what we discussed last day, until last session. Okay. Now, under this valence, as we have 2 type of bonds, and the name suggests the ionic bond is between the bonds and all. And which type of elements are going to form cations in general? In general, metals are going to form cations. In general, non-metals are going to form non-metals are going to form anions. There might be some exception also for this one. So metals will form cations and non-metals will form anions. Okay. Now, as per the name of the ionic bond, what exactly is going to happen in this ionic bond? We are going in the concept of ionic bond. We are going to discuss that. Okay. So there are certain rules, certain things that you have to keep in mind. Ionic bonds will form. The first point is that ionic bond will form between the atoms of dissimilar elements. Okay, that you keep in mind. Same type of atoms will not form the ionic bond. If there exists a bond between the same type of atoms, it will not be an ionic bond. It cannot be an ionic bond. The ionic bond exists. The formation of ionic bond will be between 2 or more dissimilar atoms. same type of atoms it will not form. There should be dissimilar atoms to form the ionic bond. Okay, and the atoms of octet. Octet, there is 8 electrons in outermost shell. Outermost shell, there is valence. Valence shell will be chemically inactive. They will be chemically inactive. And one more important point that you have to keep in mind, that if the elements or the atoms which are not having the 8 electrons in the outermost shell, they will be chemically active. By losing or gaining the electrons from the other atoms, they will attain a stable configuration as octet in the outermost shell. That is the third point you have to keep in mind. The elements which does not have octane in their outermost shell, by losing or gaining, they will form as ions to possess the stable configuration as octet. That is the third point. Okay. Now this mostly this as the name suggests, the main concept of this, as per the name suggests, is the bond between the ions. The ionic bond itself shows that it's a bond between the ions. Okay, so what we are going to do, and as it is a bond between the ions, it is called as ionic bond. Ionic bond, the name of that, it is a ionic bond. And as the two opposite charges, a positive charge particle and a negative charge particles are bonded together, are made together to have a molecule. So as there is an attraction force, a force of attraction existing between two dissimilar charged particles to make it to be together and have a stable molecule, to form a stable molecule, and that so the electrostatic force. So this is one atom, this is one atom, and this is positive charged particle and negative charged particle. There exists an electrostatic force. Which is making the atoms of two dissimilar or ions of two dissimilar charges to be together to form a molecule. So it is called as electrostatic bond. The ionic bond is also called as electrostatic bond, and the concept of this ionic bond, as it is working on the concept of valence shell electrons. Okay, so this is called as electrovalent bond. So the bond between ions, as there is a bond between the ions, it is called as ionic bond. So as there is the existence of bond between the ions is due to the electrostatic force, it is also called as electrostatic bond. And as the concept of ionic bond is working based on the valence shell electrons or valence electrons, so it is called as electrovalent bond. So ionic bond or electrostatic bond or electrovalent bond is one and the same. Fine. This is small and introduction about that. Now today this next concept is how the bond is going to form, what is the formation of the ionic bond to have a molecule. Different examples we are going to talk today. The main concept of formation of ionic bond is between two dissimilar atoms, that you keep in mind. Two dissimilar atoms it is going to form. Okay, now the next concept is formation of ionic bond. Formation formation of ionic bond. Under this formation of ionic bond, we take 3 examples. We are going to take 3 examples to discuss about this much detailed explanation. Okay, we take examples. First example that we are going to take, how the explanation of we are going to talk about the concept of explanation of the ionic bond of formation of NaCl molecule. How the sodium chloride is formed. How the NaCl molecule is formed, that is what we are going to talk today. Very important discussion. The formation of NaCl, sodium chloride, the formation of sodium chloride in our discussion. I hope you understand this. The formation of NaCl in our so sodium, if I take the first element is sodium, the atomic number is 11. So the element sodium, the atomic number is 11. If I write the configuration of the sodium, that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Okay, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. That is nothing but in first shell I have 2 electrons, in second shell I have 8 electrons, in the third shell I have only 1 electron. In the third shell I have only 1 electron. As the valence electron is 1, okay, that means the sodium is going to lose that electron. So if I draw the structure properly, let's explain one by one. So if I draw the structure of this sodium under the sodium chloride formation, so in 11 electrons in the 11 protons in that, K shell has 2 electrons, L shell has 8 electrons, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons. Okay, M shell, the valence shell electron, 1 electron. So the valence shell has 1 electron. So the sodium is going to lose this electron. Okay, the sodium is going to lose this electron. Okay, so valence electron is equal to 1. It is going to lose this electron and to form Na plus, a cation. Okay, this Na plus configuration after that, this ions configuration after losing that one valence electron will be 2,8, which is octate, which is possessing the octate. In the same way, chlorine concept. This can be, this instead of this all is kernel. We talk about this all along with the nucleus. That Lewis proposed that instead of this all explanation, he proposed that is a kernel and denoted by this element name, that is Na dot. I can write Na dot, and this one is Na dot is 1 dot is representing that 1 electron is there in that outermost shell, and then what is that is called as valence electron, and the valence electron, if it is been lost by the sodium, it is going to form Na plus, a cation, a positive charge, a positive ion. Okay, positive ion is good. Now if you discuss about chlorine, Cl minus, okay, chlorine, that is 17, configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. 3s2, 3p5. This is 2 electrons, in the 8 electrons, in the we have 7 electrons. Okay, K shell has 2 electrons, L shell has 8 electrons, M shell has 7 electrons. If I draw the structure of that, there are 17 protons in the nucleus, K shell 2 electrons, L shell 8 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons. M shell also we have 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So M shell has 7 electrons. Okay, now what happens exactly is this, instead of taking, so valence, instead of writing this chlorine, that's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 electrons we have, where we have 1 electron to be taken so that it is going to have a bond. Now the valence electrons is equal to 7. So it is going to accept 1 electron by the sodium, that is it will form Cl minus an anion. That is negative charge ion. So what is going to happen exactly here is losing the electrons. By losing the electrons, it is going to form that sodium is going to form one cation. By gaining the electrons, the chlorine is going to form as an anion. What happens is the last electron is being transferred. Okay, the electron which is being given by the so if I draw this chlorine's figure here itself. Seven electrons are there, Cl. So the electron which is one electron which is been extra in the sodium. The sodium has the ability to give this electron, and chlorine has the ability to accept that electron. Okay, by giving this electron, this sodium is going to form as Na plus ion. By accepting the last electron, Cl will form as Cl minus ion. They have a bond. They have due to the formation of two different charges, there exists an electrostatic force between these two ions to be together and to form as a molecule NaCl. See, the concept of ionic bond is mainly working on a transfer of some electrons from one atom to another atom. So based on this explanation, we conclude that the formation of ionic bond is possible or will come into existence when an atom of one electrons of one atom is going to is transferred by the other atoms of electrons, other atoms that electrons. Okay, so simple. If electrons of one atom are going to transfer to the other atom to possess this octet by losing and by gaining, so that is called the main concept of ionic bond. So by this what we can conclude is ionic bond is possible when the electrons of one atoms are transferred to the other atom. Okay, due to the transfer of electrons. So due to the transfer of electrons, one atom is going to be due to the transfer of electron, one atom is going to form a positive charge, a cation. Due to the acceptance of the transferred electron, the other atom is going to be formed as an anion due to the formation of two different charged ions, a positive charge ion, negative charge ion. They will be together due to the electrostatic force of attraction, and they will be forming as a molecule. Like this, the sodium chloride is going to form. Okay, so next if we discuss about the bond formation of another atom, magnesium chloride, MgCl2. So this is the sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is forming in this way. Suppose magnesium chloride, how it is going to form? And we are going to discuss that. See, whenever I am talking about sodium chloride, I am writing as NaCl. And if I write about magnesium chloride, why I am writing MgCl2? That question also we are going to talk about. See, formation of MgCl2, that is magnesium formation of magnesium chloride. How it is going to? See, why? In the case of sodium chloride, we were talking about NaCl, and but in the case of MgCl2, we were talking about magnesium chloride. We were talking about MgCl2. Why we are not keeping two there, and why there is a need of keeping two here as a subscript? That is what we are going to discuss now. That question also we are going to answer in this topic. So to know about, so first we are talking about the magnesium configuration. Mg, that is 12. Magnesium configuration is 12. That is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. So K shell 2 electrons, L shell 8 electrons, M shell 2 electrons. So the outermost shell electrons are 2. Valence electrons are 2. So if I draw it diagrammatically, there are 12 protons, K shell 2 electrons, L shell 8 electrons. M shell only 2 electrons. 1, 2 electrons. These are the 2 electrons which are there. In short, this all we can take is kernel and we can write as Mg1, 2. We can do that. So okay. So 2 electrons are there in the outermost shell. 1, 2. Mg. Is it okay? Now chlorine. If you talk about chlorine, Cl, it is 17, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. That is 2 electrons in K shell, 8 electrons and 7 electrons in that. So valence electrons are 7. So valence electrons are 7. That is, it has the tendency of gaining 1 electron to possess the octet. Now, understand the concept. So we are talking about K shell. The nucleus has 17 electrons, K shell 2 electrons, L shell 8 electrons. Okay, M shell I have 7 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you discuss carefully, chlorine has 7 electrons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Concentrate here. Chlorine has 7 electrons and chlorine has the tendency to accept only 1 electron to form an octet, whereas magnesium has the ability to give 2 electrons. So, as the magnesium has the ability to give the 2 electrons and the chlorine has the ability to accept only 1 electron, what happens? One magnesium see, keeping the dots around the kernel and all, we can change accordingly depending on the. Okay. So what happens? The magnesium, the 1 electron of the magnesium is transferred to 1 chlorine. Okay. The 1 electron of the magnesium is transferred to the 2 chlorine. As the magnesium has the ability to give 2 electrons, that means 2 chlorines, and 1 chlorine has the ability to accept only 1 electron. That means 2 chlorines are required. See, one electron will be accepted by 1 chlorine, the other electron is accepted by other chlorine. So, by taking this Cl minus, it will form by giving this 2 electrons, magnesium will form as 2 plus, okay, and this is Cl minus. This is 1 ion, this is 1 ion, and this is 1 ion. That is 2 negative ions. Okay, as this is a negative ion and a positive ion, there exists an electrostatic force, and then as this is a positive ion and this is a negative ion, there exists an electrostatic force where there are 2 electrons due to the formation or due to the ability of transferring of 2 electrons. The 2 chlorines are required to accept that 2 electrons from the magnesium, and we are going to get the bond between 2 chlorine ions and one single magnesium ion to form. Due to this bond we are going to get magnesium MgCl2. 2 chlorines are required to bond with magnesium as per the concept of valence electrons and concept of formation of ions. Where in the case of sodium, as sodium has the tendency of giving 1 electron and chlorine has the tendency of accepting 1 electron, one sodium has to transfer that sodium to transfer the electron, 1 electron in the sodium, 1 chlorine is required to accept it. So we are writing NaCl, single chlorine is enough. But in the case of magnesium has the ability of giving the 2 electrons, so chlorine has to be 2 chlorines are required to accept that 2 electrons from that magnesium, and so we will form the magnesium chloride as MgCl2. Fine. I hope you understood this session. So we will discuss about the formation of few more molecules in the context of covalent bond. Simple. The covalent bond, in the context of ionic bond, simple. The ionic bond is the bond between the ions. How the ions will form? Due to the giving or due to the taking of ions from one atom, another atoms. So giving or taking, how it will take place? By transferring of one electron from one atom to the other atom. So covalent bond will form due to the transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom. That is the main key point you have to keep in mind. One more thing is that covalent bond will form between or exist only between the two dissimilar atoms. Okay, a few more examples we will discuss in the next part. Thank you. I hope all of you understood this session. Keep smiling and have a nice day. Please subscribe our channel. Thank you. Bye bye.